How you doing today, Miss Johnson?
I'm okay, Mr. Harrison.
My name is Mr. Harrison, as you know from my first interview. But anyway, before we get started, I just want to make you aware that the recording of this video will not be shown to anybody else. It's not for anybody's entertainment or anything. This is for a training exercise that I have to turn this video in. So I just want to make you aware. Are you fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, great. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is Jalon Harrison. I'm a reentry navigator here at the Compton AJCC. And why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, Ms. Johnson?
I am 30 years old. I'm from Compton. I had some run-ins with the law before. And I'm trying to get myself established and on my feet, me and my children.
Okay.
And just do better and do right in life.
Okay. So why don't you tell me what it's been like since you've been out? What are some of the things that you've been facing since you've been out?
Judgment. I'm being judged based on my background, emotional situations. It's very discouraging, and just trying to get back in with society.
Okay. Well, again, this being our second meeting, the first time that we had a chance to sit down and talk, I remember I had you do the OWDS interest profiler and I had you take the CASAs. And so I wanted to go over your scores in each of those. The OWDS profiler, you remember, is just an assessment. It just gives me an idea of what your interests and abilities are. And then the CASAs is just simply a basic high school test just to see where you are in your math and your reading.
Okay.
So in the CASAs test, you got 12.9 in math and reading, so you scored very well in the CASAs. And for your interest profiler, it was very interesting as well. You scored 21 on investigative, 23 in social, and 21 in conventional. So that opens you up for a lot of different jobs, a lot of different career options. And so, yeah, it is. I was very surprised to see that you scored so high in the CASAs. And so I was also interested in your OWDS profiler score. You have a lot of different options that we can cover. So in that, I know that we talked about phlebotomy. You said that was what you wanted to get into. One of the things about phlebotomy is that it is something that is hard to get into, and it takes usually a year of experience. Most hospitals and clinics, they want a year's worth of experience, and I know this is what you want to go into. So I don't see that being a problem. The only thing is again, getting in. And so what we might be able to do is to stack another training onto that to make it easier for you to enter that medical field. I was thinking a CNA program. It's like a 12-week program over at a Compton adult school that we could get you in. Also, the phlebotomy training at Compton College is actually free. So I would suggest going into the CNA program first and getting that training, and then from there, after that's done, then you can enroll in the phlebotomy and take that. So now you stacked 2 certifications onto your
I actually heard about that up there at Compton College for the phlebotomy, but I heard it was already full. So I don't know how often they do it.
They have
I'm sure
different classes going. So
too,
now we can probably get past the waiting list just because you're enrolling through Compton AJCC. So we have a little bit of leverage that we can use to get you in. Another good thing is that you already have your GED completed. And let me just ask you, what happened? Why did you get your GED when you had such good high school testing scores?
I don't know. I moved a lot. I moved a lot, and when I was in high school, at some point I got discouraged, and I was just ready to go out and make some money due to my own background situation. So I kind of like dropped out of school to start working, and then I realized I wasn't able to just show up when I wanted to get a check. And then I just I went back for my GED.
Okay. Let's see. So, what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, what were you arrested for?
Assault. I have 2 prior things on my record. One is assault on a police officer, and then I have an assault on a family member in another state. And it was he say, she say. And at the end of the day, it was more fingers on my end compared to anything or any support on my end. So I'm going down for that. And I did some time in a facility. And that was that.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the obstacles that you may have trying to get this done.
You mean as far as training, the job?
Yeah, just trying to get the trainings and then getting to the job. Because if you look at this, there are going to be 2 things that have to get done, 2 major goals that are going to have to get done before you can really get into the job or the field that you want.
What's that?
So there's going to be a CNA nursing certificate that usually takes 3 months, and then the phlebotomy course, I think that's maybe 8 months, 8 weeks, I'm sorry.
And what are the times for this? And location again? You said in Compton, correct?
Yeah, it's all in Compton. The phlebotomy courses are offered at Compton College, and then the CNA courses at Compton Adult School.
Okay.
So that's not far. That's right there off of Central.
Some ways.
Yeah.
It's not, a hop, skipping away, but it's some ways.
And then, the college is probably a little bit closer to where we are. Okay. So, what do you look like for housing? Are you going to be? Do you have stable housing?
No, I'm kind of back and forth right now.
Yeah, I remember we talked and you said you were staying with your mom, but that you wanted to move.
Yeah. Like I said, I have 2 kids, so I need to. She's pushing for me to get out and get on my own, and I need to do more so I can be able to support my kids. But with the background and all that, like I said, that's kind of hard. If I just have some support, it's not too much for her, child care wise, and trying to just keep cash coming in so that I can afford child care. And getting back and forth, then I'll be good. I'll be okay.
So far as child care, have you ever dealt with Crystal Stairs before? You heard about Crystal Stairs?
I heard about them.
Okay, I'm going to try to get you connected with Crystal Stairs through DCFS and see if we can get some child care for you while you try to get this done. I believe that that's going to be doable. So let's see. Okay. And we'll get you a referral for Crystal Stairs.
Okay.
What other things do you see that might be an issue? Transportation. Do you have reliable transportation, or are you on the bus or train?
I have a vehicle, but I'm not working like that. So as far as gas go, I try and keep everything local unless I really have to go out or whatnot. But I have a vehicle, so I can get from point A to point B as long as it's not way too far.
And so you'll probably need some gas for the car, right?
That'd be nice, yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Let's see if I can get you Cohen Roads Community Block Grant. It's another grant that we have, I believe. But you know what? I think I can only do that once you actually have a job.
So when can I know for sure about this training?
I'll be able to give you more details on that tomorrow. I just need to make a couple calls, and then once I get some dates and when the next trainings are, then we'll get those approved so that you can get in them. The phlebotomy, again, that's free at Compton College. So, but that's going to be the second part of this plan. So you will actually get into the phlebotomy course after you do your first 12 weeks over at Compton Adult School, CNA.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, you already know my background, and I've been in jail. And if I do the CNA, I'm gonna have to do the state exam.
Yeah. Now they have a special program now where you can actually still get your state credential to be in CNA. It's just that we have to fill out some pertinent documents and get it sent off, especially with that assault. You said it was assault on a peace officer, right?
Yeah.
That'd probably be the biggest stickler, but I believe that we can get that taken care of. They have a special program now for that.
So what if I wanted to move on after my CNA though?
That's what you should be doing. We want to think career-wise.
Yeah, I want to move up afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, will I still be able to, like you said, get assistance as far as the testing go if I went and moved ahead and did my state exams elsewhere or whatever?
Because the next step would be LVN.
Right.
So basically what you want to do is you want to be able to go and do some research on the labor market information. So in other words, you want to find out how much does a phlebotomist get paid on average and in the area that you live in. And you also want to look and see what a LVN gets paid. And even a CNA, which you can be getting paid starting out. Because you want to use the CNA as a door opener just to get into any hospital or facility organization. That way, now you can then use the phlebotomy skills and training.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now then what you're doing essentially is just stacking certificates. So you get the CNA, the phlebotomy, and then once you do that for a while, and then you can get into the LVN if you want to continue to move quickly. I think your LVN, that takes maybe a year or a year and a half to get. And so, yeah, you definitely should be thinking about moving forward in your career path.
Okay, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on up is what I want to do right about now.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your interviewing skills?
Oh, that's a little shaky. I feel I get real nervous. I start babbling in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then I pull myself together within the next 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I try and speak too fast compared to just taking my time and actually answering the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So it could use some improvement.
Yeah. What about let's see, we got interviewing resume.
I think that most definitely needs some touching up.
Yeah, I think so too. That paper that you came in with, it's not really a resume. So if we can work on that, that would be good.
Oh, thank you.
So, excuse me. What I do suggest, I apologize. What I do suggest is that we have some workshops here at Compton AJCC in regards to resume writing, interview skills, things of that nature that you probably should take.
Okay.
Work readiness, because it's a different world now.
Yeah,
From when
it
you
really is.
got locked up to when you got out, and you got a lot of other things that you got to deal with that your mind has to be on, so you have to stay focused. You got your kids, but you also have to focus on your career and building that. So we want to make sure that you stay focused. Do you have any problems with alcohol, drugs?
No.
I know we talked about it before, and you really didn't mention anything. You said that you weren't addicted to drugs or anything like that, but that you drank a little bit, right?
That was then. I did some time. I'm trying to keep myself from sliding back.
Are you attending any AA or anything like that? Do you think that you would want to be a part of a group like that?
I'm attending church.
You have your church?
I have my church.
Okay.
And that's real good for me.
That's real good for you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting right there. Well, just so you know, those services are available to you as well. NA, AA, as well as any kind of group counseling that you, if you just feel like it's tough, you know, the everyday grind of, you know, doing the trainings, dealing with the kids and everything. If you feel like this, that you need somebody to talk to, you can feel free to give me a call, and I will refer you to some people that can, you know, actually help you out. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that I might have forgotten that you might want to bring to my attention so far as any needs or barriers to keep this from happening?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and conclude this interview right now. I do thank you for your time, Ms. Johnson.
No problem.